Hello everybody, welcome back to another Immortal Jellyfish video. Now in today's video we are going to talk about something that we've already kind of talked about, but this time we're going to dive a little deeper into it. We're going to test a lot of the things that you guys think are the reasons why I said armor protection doesn't work. Now if you've seen that video, I think it's probably the most popular video on my channel at this point now. It blew up, it got very controversial, a lot of people just insist I'm lying. But a lot of people do believe that it's real. Some people think it's for fall damage, some people think it's only for bows, some people think it's for consecutive hits. So yeah, we're going to test a lot of that in this update video. Now this is after the update. As you can see that we have the battle pass here, and the battle pass stuff is going on down there. So this is after the big update. Yeah, and so we're going to test to see if it's fixed. Now if you instantly already assumed I lied about the first one, there's no reason for you to watch this one. Because yeah, this is just going to dig further down that rabbit hole of if armor protection works or not. Now, if you like these kind of videos about Roblox Bedwars, make sure to like and subscribe, and yeah, it helps out a ton. On that note, let's hop into more testing here. In this video, I believe I tested fall damage, bows, TNT, fireballs, sword damage along with consecutive hits, making sure to upgrade all of my armor after my armor was already on, because some people swear by that. But yeah, we basically tested it all in this video. So, and this is going to be edited this time. Last time I didn't edit it, and I just left the keyboard sounds and everything. That way people would assume it wasn't fake, but people didn't care anyways about that. So, for the sake of the viewer, this one's edited to be a little bit nicer looking. But yeah, let's hop into the testing. So, quick thing to note as we hop into the gameplay of all this testing here, we did not do all armor sets. I already did that in my last video, and I mean, if things already weren't showing signs of working in this since post-update, there was no reason to go back and retry everything of every single piece of armor and everything. If it's not working with leather, I think it's pretty clear that it's not going to work with the rest. That said, yeah, let's get into the testing. So as we hop into here on our first test, this is just a quick test, just to first initially like 100% try to see if it works with armor versus just sword and consecutive hits here. We don't get all the armor upgrades because I didn't think that was really necessary to first start off to see if it was even working or not. Like I said, we did a lot of this testing in my last video, so yeah, you can see we're still taking about 14 damage with our leather armor to a wood sword. That's pretty typical. That's about all it does. And then here I tell him to hit me 3 times, that way we can test consecutive hits. Yeah, it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. Yeah, so then we're going to talk to our upgrade man here, and we are going to get our armor upgrade. So now we get our armor upgrade, and we're going to go ahead and have him test hitting me with that wood sword a few more times to see the damage. As you can see, it's still 14 damage after the upgrade. Now, I know the bottom health bar sometimes differs in numbers, and I think a lot of that has to do with decimal damage. Decimal damage is a real thing in the game, and that's sometimes why you'll see 0 health and you'll still be alive. A lot of people noticed this in the last video and were commenting about it. I felt like more people knew about this, but I guess not. Yeah, there's a decimal damage in the game. And so yeah, with the upgrades it can be a little hard to tell, but also I've learned that a lot of the weapons don't just do a flat amount of damage. Like, some of them will do partial amounts of damage, or fall damage and stuff will do partial amounts of damage, and so it leads to some wonky stuff. Plus, health regenerating, the health bar is kind of weird to look at when you go by the health bar as well, because you could be right on the edge of a health tick, getting your health back, and yeah, that could cause some mix-up as well. But yeah, so let's hop into trying another higher upgrade here. So here we are going to test 40% with iron armor. Now, obviously, he already hit me before, so now 40% with iron armor, we should see some sort of difference, right? But we're still just seeing 8 damage overall. So from what I can see here, swords versus armor is not changing anything. So yeah, let's hop into our next test. So this next test, we're testing fall damage. Now this may seem absolutely silly, but I can't tell you how many comments on my last armor video said it's for fall damage. Now, that's the only reason I'm testing this. Normally, as any normal person knowing armor protection in any game would be like, no, that wouldn't be called armor protection for fall damage. But yeah, so anyways, as you can see here, I'm jumping off over and over, off 8 blocks high. Now, you'll see 2 different numbers popping up, 11 and 13, and this is like that different partial damages I was talking about in the last testing. Sometimes certain activities doing the exact same thing is going to make you take 2 different levels of damage, which is really weird. I don't know how to exactly stop that. But yeah, as you can see, 11 to 13 with no armor on, so then we're going to put armor on. Like I said, this whole test seems kind of dumb to have to do, but you know, people insisted this is what it does, so you know, I'm just trying to prove it to them that that's not what it does. But yeah, armor, leather armor doesn't change a single thing. You're still taking the same amount of damage regardless, so yeah. 11 to 13 for that, and then we're gonna go in here and we're gonna get our upgrades. So 20%, we're gonna jump some more times to just to make sure that fall damage isn't countered by this. Now the health bar is gonna be really hard to watch on this one because this is that health ticks I was talking about. Fall damage, as you can see, I take 11, but it shows 4, and that's just really big due to the fact that like you're taking a health tick right as you're taking damage, so that damage doesn't make sense with the number that the flying combat text or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so you're gonna, like I said, the health ticks make numbers on the health bar look wonky, which is why the health bar is worth looking at, but at the same time you want to look at the other number as well. But yeah, now we're up to tier 2 here, and you can see that we're still taking 11 to 13 fall damage, even with 40% armor upgrade. But yeah, and then we're gonna go get that last upgrade. Okay, so we get our 60% upgrade, and we're gonna test this before moving into our next test. And yeah, you can see that we're still just taking 11 to 13 damage. Armor protection does not help with fall damage. I don't know where this idea came from, but yeah, I never thought that would make any sense, but I tested it to make people happy, so yeah. Let's move into our next test. So here in this test, we're going to be testing bows and crossbows. Now, obviously here we're going to do all the bow clips first, and then we'll do the crossbows afterwards. So, it does 25 no armor, 18 to leather armor, sorry. Yeah, 18 to leather armor, then you'll see I get armor protection 1 here, and I will get the bow to shoot me again. After the bow shoots me, I still take 18 with armor 1. So then we're going to get armor 2, and we're going to have the bow shoot me again, and that's still 18 damage. Then we're going to get the third one, and you're going to see it still does 18. So bows are worthless against armor protection. Well, armor protection is worthless against bows. Next up, crossbows. Crossbow no armor, 45. Doesn't really need to be included. Crossbow to armor, 32. And we're going to get our first upgrade, and we're going to see what it does next. Crossbow's going to do 32 as well. So yeah, next we're going to get the next upgrade, and that's going to get shot by the crossbow again, 32 more damage. We're going to get the last upgrade, and crossbow, 32 damage. Crossbows and bows damage is exactly the same, regardless of your armor protection. So yeah, armor protection is worthless against bows. Let's hop into our next test. So for this next test, we're going to be doing TNT and fireballs. I'm going to be throwing these on myself. I know what you're saying, Jelly, if somebody else threw the fireballs, they could hit you directly. But I imagine that if I throw them all at the floor at about the exact same angle, they'll be all about the same. And then as for TNT, I mean, as long as I stand in the middle of it, or roughly close to the middle of it, the damages should all come out about the same as well. So first off here, with no armor, you take about 72 from TNT, and then once I put leather armor on, you can see I take 45, and then the other time I took 44. Once again, things like TNT, unless you're perfectly staying in the exact same spot, it can be a little hard to get their exact damage, but 44, 45, that's pretty close. Now, I do just want to re-say that, like, yeah, these clips are edited. Like, I bought the armor upgrade and then tested Fireball and TNT, but to keep them all categorized, I did edit it a lot. So just know that they are legit. They are just edited because I want to do them at the same time, and I have to use 2 different lobbies of 2 different sets of armor upgrades. But yeah, as you can see, as we move here and do our 40% armor protection upgrade, it's not changing any damage with explosives. With TNT, I'm still taking 45 to 44 damage ATNT. And then we're gonna go ahead in here and get that tier 3 armor protection. Try it again. Yeah, we're getting 44 and that one, and then here we'll get 45. So yeah, I mean, it's still the same damage. And then we're gonna move into fireballs. Fireballs base, you take 32 being thrown right at my feet. And then 32 as well on the second try. Then we get our armor upgrade, and we're gonna test that again, and we get 33 that time, which is a little more than normal, but then you can see the next one does 32. So yeah, that's just another one of those things where the damage numbers, they're gonna be a little mixed at times. And then yeah, armor 2, and we'll try again, that's 32. We do a second one, that's 32 as well. And then we get armor 3, and we test it again, we get 32. And then on the next one, we get 32. So yeah, at the end of the day, even explosive damage does not change with armor protection. If you guys got any ideas or actual facts of what armor protection is actually doing, make sure to let me know with a comment below. But yeah, let's move into the end of the video. Well, just like that, after all the new testing and everything's been done, it would appear that armor protection is still completely useless. If you disagree, I'm not sure how, but yeah, if you got a way to get your armor protection working, make sure to let me know in the comments below, because no matter what I try, even out of all the comments on the last video, armor protection doesn't work at all for anything. Doesn't work for fall damage, doesn't work for bows, doesn't work for swords, doesn't work for consecutive hits. It just does not work at all. On that note, though, I'd like to thank our members before we end this video. So thanks, Mama Peas, for being a member to the channel. Much appreciated. And on that note, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.